Get off my
To
table.
prove that you 5 of you are here.
Okay.
Okay, so
My
I'll start.
body.
My name is Brittany Gappa. I'm a certified technician at the Iowa Walmart Pharmacy, and I also attend Allen. So what I'm here for today is to do a demonstration speech on how to write a compliant Medicare Part B script. I want to start with what is Medicare. And Medicare is a government-run healthcare program that provides insurance to those over the age of 65 and also to some under the age of 65 depending on their type of disability. Medicare B was created to help people with Medicare medical expenses pay for a variety of different products. They cover many different things like outpatient care, doctor visits, and home health services. The one I'm going to focus on today is diabetic testing supplies. I found this little cartoon. It says Medicare instructions are more complicated than putting a linear rocket together, which I call quite frequently, and I know that that is partially true. So what we're going to start with is what it takes to be compliant. There are many different things. I'll just go down the list. We'll start with, of course, our order date. I'll put today's date, which I believe is the 16th. I'm sure you guys see this one a lot coming from our office. And we'll do patient name as Jane Doe. I'm not over this. Okay. So of course the normal stuff for any script is the patient and their date of birth. But then we have to go into are they insulin dependent or non-insulin dependent. So I'm going to do that I am non-insulin dependent, and my diagnosis code, the diagnosis code has to be in numerical form. This doesn't suffice. It always has to have a numerical form with point and then 2 decimal points after that. So this form's really easy, and I'll choose 250.00. Let's say I just need the testing strips. So I just select the box. To make it easier on our office, we always put like what type they are. So I'm going to do rely on prime. That's our cheapest and easiest one. Okay. So I found a bunch of different things on the number of refills. We have always told you that it can't be over 5. I figured out exactly why that is. Actually, per Medicare guidelines, you can have up to a whole year worth of refills. But it also, again, has to be in numerical form. It can't say PRN because Medicare doesn't take that as 12 refills. What we do, or to our guidelines of doing 5, I'm not sure if it's just our system that doesn't allow us to do more than that, or if it's because of testing logs. Testing log plays a big role into why Medicare patients aren't getting it covered. I have here a testing log. I have copies of this for you guys. So here's the testing log. So the Center for Medicare and Medicaid, also known as CMS, allows 300 strips per 90 days for a patient who is non-insulin dependent, meaning that they are going to test up to, or that are insulin dependent, I'm sorry. They're going to test up to 3 times daily, so they'll use those 300 within those 90 days. A non-insulin dependent can get 100 strips per 90 days, because strips only come in packages of 50 and above, generally. So if any amount exceeds that, they have to keep a testing log for the first, for every 180 days. Because patients don't generally keep those logs very well, a lot of pharmacies don't get their money back. If they're not, so this thing here on your 9A, which I'll get to, as to how often they test, plays a big role into whether or not they keep their testing logs. If they don't keep their testing logs or their testing logs on top, we override and just let it go through, but we lose hundreds of dollars every script doing that. So next, I guess I can have up to 12 refills, but 5 is the easiest and keeps them testing. So we'll do 5. Quantities have to be in multiples of 50, like I said. So I'm going to assume 50, but I'm just going to be non-insulin dependent and test once a day. out, but again, we have to make sure that patients are completely using their logs and turning them in every 180 days to Medicare, or we're going to lose out. So the next big thing is when the physician, such as Dr. Porter, signs the script, he has to date it. The date at the top of the script, which I already wrote, doesn't suffice as the date for dating the physician's signature. So I'd sign it, and I'd have to date it as I sign it. Another thing that has to be on there as that signature is being put on, and the date is being put on, to doctors' NPI has to be on the script. When we've been sending them over, we've been filling that all out, just to make sure we get everything we need, so we don't have to keep calling and making sure that. Oops, that is miracle. And that is how you properly fill out a Medicare fee script. Anybody have any questions? Concerns? I have also